Have you ever wondered why some people, specifically Jehovah's Witnesses, don't celebrate birthdays? It might seem a bit unusual to many of us who look forward to cake, presents, and that special day each year. But for them, it's a deeply held conviction based on their interpretation of the Bible and historical context. Today, we're going to respectfully explore the reasons behind this belief. This isn't about judging or converting anyone, but simply about understanding a different perspective. So, let's dive into the why behind the decision to skip the birthday candles. First, a core reason cited by Jehovah's Witnesses is the absence of birthday celebrations for Jesus or any of his followers in the Bible. If you search the scriptures, you won't find any passages describing the apostles gathering to celebrate someone's birthday. The argument is that if this were an important practice for early Christians, it would have been mentioned. Instead, the focus was on commemorating Jesus' death, not his birth. This leads them to believe that birthday celebrations are not a part of the Christian tradition established in the 1st century. The emphasis is on following the model left by Jesus and his disciples, and since they didn't celebrate birthdays, modern-day followers are encouraged to do the same. The second major point centers on the only 2 birthday parties explicitly mentioned in the Bible. And here's the thing, neither of them ends well. The first is in the book of Genesis, involving an Egyptian pharaoh. During his birthday feast, he had his chief baker executed. The second is found in the New Testament, describing the birthday of King Herod Antipas. It was at this party that his stepdaughter Salome danced for him, and as a reward, he rashly promised her anything she wanted. Prompted by her mother, she asked for the head of John the Baptist on a platter, a request Herod tragically granted. Jehovah's Witnesses look at these 2 accounts and see a pattern. Birthday celebrations in the Bible are linked with pagan rulers and grim events. They view this as a clear warning sign, associating the custom with a spirit that is contrary to Christian principles. Another significant layer to their reasoning is the connection between ancient birthday celebrations and what they refer to as paganism and superstition. Historically, many cultures, including the ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans, celebrated the birthdays of their gods and important rulers. These celebrations often involved rituals and beliefs that Jehovah's Witnesses consider to be non-Christian. For example, the idea of a personal guardian spirit or angel that attended a person's birth and protected them throughout life was common. It was thought that this spirit had a mystical connection to the god on whose birthday the individual was born. Customs like birthday candles were also believed to have magical properties, with the smoke carrying wishes and prayers up to the gods. From this perspective, modern birthday traditions are not just harmless fun. They are seen as remnants of ancient, non-biblical religious practices. Therefore, participating in them would be like mixing true worship with traditions rooted in false religion, something they are strictly counseled to avoid. They believe in keeping their worship pure and separate from any customs with such origins. Furthermore, there's a principle of humility and focus that plays a crucial role. Jehovah's Witnesses are taught that giving excessive honor or attention to any human, including oneself, is discouraged. A birthday celebration, by its very nature, places a single individual at the center of attention for an entire day. It's all about you, your day, your gifts, your party. They believe this can foster a sense of pride or self-importance, which runs counter to the biblical teaching that all glory and honor should be given to God. The focus of a Christian's life, in their view, should be on serving God and others, rather than on personal exaltation. Instead of celebrating the day of one's birth, they emphasize celebrating life every day through acts of kindness, worship, and service. They feel that showing love and appreciation for someone shouldn't be reserved for just one day a year, but should be a consistent, year-round practice. A spontaneous gift or a heartfelt word of thanks on any random day is considered more meaningful than an obligatory gift on a specific date. So when you combine these points, you get a clear picture of their stance. It's not about being against fun or against showing love. It's a conscious choice based on 4 main pillars. First, the lack of any biblical command or example for Christians to celebrate birthdays. Second, the negative portrayal of the only 2 birthday parties mentioned in the Bible. Third, the historical roots of birthday customs and what they identify as pagan rituals and superstition. And fourth, the principle of humility and avoiding undue emphasis on the self. choosing instead to give all glory to God. It is a position that prioritizes their understanding of pure worship and biblical precedent over popular cultural traditions. It's also interesting to note that this applies to all birthdays, including the celebration of Christmas. While most of Christianity celebrates December 25th as the birth of Jesus, Jehovah's Witnesses do not. They apply the same reasoning. There's no biblical instruction to do so, the exact date is unknown, and the holiday's modern customs are interwoven with non-Christian pagan winter solstice traditions. Their focus remains on commemorating Jesus' death, as he specifically commanded his followers to keep doing this in remembrance of me during the Last Supper. This consistent application of principle to all birthdays, even that of Jesus, highlights the seriousness with which they approach this doctrine. So, in summary, for Jehovah's Witnesses, the decision not to celebrate birthdays is not born from a desire to be different or to deprive themselves of joy. It's a carefully considered religious conviction. It stems from their interpretation of the Bible, their understanding of history, and a desire to live in a way they believe is most pleasing to God. They find their joy and sense of community in other ways, through their ministry, their congregation meetings, and informal gatherings that can happen any day of the year. It's a great reminder that people express their faith and values in many different ways. Understanding these reasons helps us build bridges of respect, even when our own beliefs and practices differ. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this topic with an open mind. I hope this has been insightful and has given you a clearer understanding of this particular belief. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content where we explore different perspectives. And feel free to share your respectful thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.